Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. It's Thursday, December 10th, 2020. Donald Trump is still the president. My name is President-elect Robbie Coates. My co-host, the Victrix, ladies and gentlemen.
Rob, how are you today? I'm President-elect Victrix.
Good having you with us, President-elect Victrix. Have you established? I'm trying to switch the audio to. Where are my headphones? Are you there, Victrix?
I am here.
Okay, fantastic. Have you
Affirmative.
have you set up a transition office yet?
Not yet. I'm waiting for the official results, but I have some people that I got my eyes on.
Okay, I'm getting my transition office in order right now. Actually, I'm looking for a transitional office background. I don't have to seem to have anything presidential. No, that's what. There we go. There's what Biden's going to be. He is going to be ejecting very soon. Should be. Oh, that looks like Biden is still down there.
He's been pretty quiet lately since he's broke the foot.
Yeah. Ooh, I love that. Is that a roast Andrew Cuomo behind you? Is that?
Yeah, I saw that the other day. I thought it was funny, so I put it up.
Fantastic. Listen, so we have lots of things going on in the news. This video, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, we are contesting the results of the election. I think that's the official stance on the program here. Is that correct, Victrix?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to be banned from YouTube very soon. As you know, they come out with a new terms of service, saying that, let's see if we, have you read these new terms of service where they're going to, let's see, our policies disallow content alleging that widespread fraud or errors, and this is reading from the new terms of service, change the outcome of the historical U.S. Presidential election. So I think that they're talking about anything. I think that's one of the ways that they're going to say that it's legitimate and they're not partisan. Is they're going to say we're going to cover all of history, and they're under the guise of that this is an official election result, and that anyone saying otherwise is some sort of conspiracy theorist, even though it's in the courts right now. So anyways, as such, it says, starting today, we will remove new content uploaded on or after December 9th, 2020, alleging that widespread fraud or errors changed the outcome of the 2020 U.S. presidential election.
This just sounds right out of the playbook of Facebook and Instagram. This is what they're doing. I mean, I don't see where they see that this is all going. I mean, is that all they want? Or liberals on their platforms? I mean, that doesn't sound too cool, just to have liberals on your platform. Right? If you're not a liberal, you're going to get targeted.
Well, it seems to me that
well, Democrat. Let me also explain. Some people don't understand liberalism, all that, but Democrats. Okay, 2000 pretty much to present. Go ahead, Rob.
Well, there's a lot of things that you can call them, and actually, liberal is a hijacked word. We don't want to spend the episode talking about this, but you can. People at home can look up John Locke and his two treatises of civil government, and he's where the idea of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness first came from. He's largely responsible for how our Constitution is written, his philosophies, and anyway, let's see. He's known as the father of modern liberalism, and actually, you and I are actually true modern liberals. But it's one of those words that they hijacked and turned into meaning commie, like dirty red.
It's commie. A little more, connected to just socialist and communism, and just power grabs and control freaks, and
no longer means what it once did, Anyway, they do that a lot. They like to reappropriate language. It's it's right out of their playbook. They take words that you're used to using and they make them mean new things. Sometimes bad things, sometimes things that.
Well, they're trying to do that right now, anyways, with everything. I mean, they're trying to change everything.
Yeah, it's their MO. There's nothing that they like. There is nothing about America or civil society or the niceties of this country that they like, which is astonishing because it's They do. They say they don't. At the same time, they do, though. They go around and, they shop on Amazon and they live freely and they drive on the roads and, they've grown up here. They don't. They're totally brainwashed. Most of the people are just totally brainwashed and fall under a certain age group. Is largely a threshold, I think, where it starts to drop off very steeply. Um, youngsters, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, these people have been programmed over the years. Do you think Facebook's, I mean, we don't have to even ask you that. I mean, I'm sure we know
Well,
they've
Facebook
slowly
has basically gotten rid of
recruited
me.
people. They've recruited people, through their platforms for these jobs, and they have this weird little community, and the fact checking, and anything Trump says on there, they have a little checker on it. It's like,
Yeah, they became very bold.
I don't know how far they think they're going. I don't know how far they think they're going to go with this.
I think they think they're going to go a lot farther. I think that they think that they've won.
You think
Well,
that
actually,
they think that they are going to be thinking pretty far ahead on this one, huh? Is that what we're thinking here?
oh, I
What are you
think that,
thinking?
I don't think that they think they've won. I think that they want everyone to think that they've won, and they're behaving as though they think that they've won. But it seems to me that they can't be that stupid. They have to see what's. I mean, the only reason to censor people is if you are losing power, losing control, and you can't win through civil discourse.
Through the arena. They're
Yeah,
not
exactly.
winning in the arena of ideas. Their ideas, Rob, Mr. Hollywood.
And
Their
so,
ideas, their ideas are not winning in the arena. So
well,
they're
that's
trying to fight in the streets, basically, and that's what they've done.
yeah,
That's what
that's
you do if you don't fight in the arena of ideas. It gets taken out into the streets, and these people
exactly.
are trying to hurt innocent people, and they have.
Basically, the only type of arguments that require censorship, and the only type of arguments that resort to ad hominem attacks and things like that. But you only resort to censorship if you cannot debate. Is if if you don't have a convincing argument, that's when you censor people. If you have such power. Otherwise, you wouldn't need to, because you only need to censor ideas that are beating you. That's the only time you need to do such a thing. In the market, it's interesting you should say marketplace of free ideas, I think is a phrase that you used. It's something that I had kind of written down here. In the notes for today, YouTube, a place for discussion and ideas. I thought it once was. I thought it seems to me that people don't go to YouTube, and originally never went to YouTube and signed up for YouTube and started making YouTube channels in order to be censored. And they didn't go there thinking that they had any rules to follow as far as things. No one goes on YouTube and thinks, man, there's a whole I'm so excited about all these things that I can't talk about. You know what I mean? I think people
Well, I'll
want
tell
to be
you what,
free.
people put all kinds of stuff on there. I mean, I'll tell you, I don't know where they teamed up with the Democratic Party. See, and that's what's happening is this isn't just these
It
aren't
seemed to
just
happen around Trump,
citizens.
right around Trump. It seemed to
Well,
happen.
this all
Maybe
developed
before.
really bad right during that year of when the campaigns were going on. Trump was running. Remember, that's when the violence began. They started to pull the hatch on the violence with Antifa and all these other failed little Occupy Wall Street groups where they ran out of toilet paper and everybody
What is
got
the deal with the
arrested and
toilet
tear
paper? I've
gassed.
never understood that. I've never understood
Well,
how,
because they're
why.
living in a park and they ran out of funding outside these buildings, and
Oh, I thought we were talking about.
it
I'm
gets
sorry. We
rough.
thought we were
They found out that in the downtown streets of the Washington D.C. area, there's some tough mother effers there. So you're sitting there saying Occupy Wall Street, you got people knocking you out at 3 a.m. stealing all your stuff. But yeah, it's rough there. All of the Occupy Wall Street, all that stuff, it all faded away, but it shifted now into this more Antifa, and then Black Lives Matters resprouted out of nowhere. Apparently, they were all just organizing for this orchestrated
Has there been a
multi-city
resprout?
destruction plan.
Has there been a resprout? There's a resprout. Honestly, I don't watch very much
Well,
news.
there's a new autonomous zone, but the resprout of
Again?
BLM was this summer, 2020 summer
no, I thought you
with
meant
George
just within the
Floyd.
past few weeks here or something.
No. There's always little flare-ups, and like I said, there's a new autonomous zone that the Antifa's. I think back in Portland. I'm not sure, but there's a new one fired up, and they're just going to keep coming. I like that machine in the background. Is that real?
Yeah, that's real. I'm not sure what that is. I think that
That
might be
is a
foreign.
monstrous
Yeah,
tank right
that's
there.
not American artillery.
Jesus,
I don't. It might be. I don't know.
that thing is mean.
I'm not
Wow,
a.
looks like it's
Tanks are
out of a
not my
movie.
specialty. What?
That looks bigger than like a normal tank.
Well, that's here. It is compared to a kid.
Okay, this
Oh,
famous photo,
compared to a
huh?
kid. Oh, I guess it is. It's famous now, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching the program. Um, I believe this is a eclipse of. This is an eclipse of some outer solar planet. This is an eclipse of maybe this is a moon of Jupiter or something. An eclipse of Enceladus or an eclipse of.
Well,
Hmm.
shifting back though, shifting back. It's a nice eclipse. Shifting back
Mm-hmm.
to BLM, um, and everybody has respect for Black people. That's what I hate about the BLM organization. They try to just make everybody seem like they're bad
Well,
people.
BLM has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. Has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter at all.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is BLM they really just aren't even anything that their name says.
Yeah, is what I was driving at.
Nothing that goes along with the name do they actually practice. There's all kinds of things happening, to all kinds of people in the streets at these events. People are getting beat up. I mean, look at the White House. When the election kind of seemed like it was going Biden's way, they pile up in front of the White House, all these groups, Antifa, Black Lives Matter. I think the Black Panthers were there, and they're saying, "You're fired. Get the hell out of here." They're putting, tying stuff to the fences and signs. It's like, who gave these people the go ahead to do that? And my thing is, I'm going to be honest with everybody out there, okay? And I think the Bushes would have been like this too. And I think Trump's just a really nice guy. But if that were my White House and people were putting all those weird signs up and destroying the walls and fences, I would have all that stopped immediately before it even started. I wouldn't even let people near the place.
Yeah. So, did you
I know
know?
they brought Trump into the bunker at the White House election night because they didn't know what to expect. Go ahead. Go on to what's next.
Did they? I was one. I heard somebody else say that, and then my initial reaction was no, they didn't. But I'm not. Did they? They actually did that? I guess that
Was the big
not
report
unreasonable.
that, election night that they moved him into a bunker. There were people starting to gather outside, so they thought, let's get him the hell downstairs. He probably wasn't even in town. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
So, have you seen the mask nativity scenes? There's a nativity scene. I think it's in Spain somewhere. I saw it on the news today. It was a clip from either NBC or ABC or one of those triple letter organizations, and it's just everyone's wearing a mask. The three kings are wearing a mask. Jesus, Mary, Joseph, little baby Jesus, I think, is wearing a mask. Mary and Joseph wearing masks. All the wise men wearing masks. Everybody's wearing masks. There are little signs everywhere that tell people to stay apart in these little nativity scenes, and it's just disgusting and kind of. It is like the fucking Twilight Zone, ladies and gentlemen. Have you seen what I'm talking about, Victrix?
I have not been informed on that information.
Yeah, there's
I don't doubt it. I don't
it's
doubt it. What is it with people going overboard on these masks? I have a mask I've been wearing into some of my jobs where people require it and I got to put it on or they'll throw a fit.
yeah.
And I'll tell you, the mask's disgusting. I have to wash it.
Yeah.
Well, once you touch it and everything, it's almost. I feel like I'm suffocating
Oh yeah.
in these masks. I can't even talk to these people. I have to make sure it's definitely below my nose,
Yeah.
and I can't hardly even breathe. And
I can't breathe in them, and nobody cares if you actually can't breathe in them. If you actually hate them, if you actually, they actually, if I wear them too long, they make me feel like I'm throwing up. I wear these things because I actually use them for real things sometimes, like noxious chemicals and sanding things and painting things. And when I wear them for actual uses, I hate them. I cannot wait to get the damn thing off. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wearing these things for medical reasons in hospitals, they change these things when they leave the room. Ladies and gentlemen, they put a new one on when they go into a new room. You ain't doing that. Nobody's doing that. It's disgusting. You're making the world.
nobody has enough masks to properly. First off, every time you take a breath into these masks, it blows out the side.
Yeah.
It doesn't even go out the front. It just comes out. So instead of it going this way, just
Yeah,
And
you've
my
seen the
thing
video of
is,
the
I
kid
like to
with the vapor.
I just keep my mouth shut. I go to places, I go to Publix, I just keep my mouth shut.
Well, I
That's
mean, I
how
usually do
I
too.
prevent it.
Unless
I
I'm.
don't wear a mask in Publix. I haven't since the whole thing started, and sometimes I'm the only one in there without a mask, and sometimes I see a bunch of people without masks. But
I never see a bunch.
yeah, you're right about that. You're right. I see a couple maybe, but what I definitely do is I just keep my mouth shut. I don't even open my mouth. To me, that's better than a mask. I breathe through my nose.
Do you remember back when all the sexual harassment stuff started? Back as some football thing, it was back in like 2013, 14, 2012. I don't know. I remember I was in my final year. I think it was 2013, 2014.
Who are we talking about here?
I don't remember who. I thought you might remember who, but it started this whole thing about consent, and South Park did an episode on it, and they made me do this whole thing. I was just about to graduate. They made me do this whole online thing about sexual harassment to make sure that I wasn't, to teach me was going to be a 30-year-old man any day then about how to treat women as part of a part of my collegiate, my academic requirement. They weren't going to give me my
This was at your
diploma.
school.
Yeah, they made the entire university do it. I later found out that
What
some people,
the hell?
yeah, some people got away with not doing it. But
Now we know why some of these people are out of their minds.
well, anyway, that's when a lot of this stuff started. A lot of this really they made a problem that didn't exist. Somebody did something. Somebody was accused of raping somebody on some football team, and because that happened, and because it was a national media thing, and because he went through some sort of sensitivity training, they started making it started at the university level, and everyone they made all the students in college, and I think everybody in high schools, all of a sudden they had to take all the guys had to take sexual harassment training. I wonder, I swear to God, Victrix, I wonder if it was just the guys. I think that they just made the male. I might be wrong about that, but I seem to have an inkling of a memory about that now. And so they basically just accused every male in the entire United States of America of being a rapist, a potential rapist. That's when it really, really got laid on thick. You know what I mean? Really they started pouring it on thick. And I had to take this anyway. It was all
Well,
nonsense.
the war on women was a brief political weapon that the Democrats used. They used women for their political needs, and then they got rid of them. And you haven't heard about the war on women in a long time because there never was one.
Well, back then, before they got on everyone about being a racist again, before racism took over, it was all the guys are rapists. And my point with all that is the big theme was consent. And there was this South Park episode where this college guy, this college bro, frat bro, was trying to pick up a sorority sister, and they go into this whole joke about signing a consent form and stuff like that. And it was the whole theme. The word of the day was consent. Right, consent's very important, and when you're talking touching somebody else's body and doing something with somebody else's
Well,
body. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree? It is.
sometimes there's different levels of consents
Well, just
too, and
let's not let anyone draw any unnecessary let's make everything very clear here. It's very
let's just
important.
say
Consent is
full
very important.
consent,
Let's
consent,
not leave
full
anything up to
consent.
anyone's imaginations. Yes, consent is very important, and it is the point. Consent is very
Consent
important.
is consent.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Victrix, did you consent to any of this mask bullshit? I never consented to any of this.
I didn't. What I did was I studied my area, the people around me, and who I know and who they know. I had meetings with people like you and other, very well-designed brains that know what they're talking about.
Not like
But we did our own
Joe Biden.
research. Didn't you do some inside work at the local hospitals? You went and checked them out when they
Sure.
said they didn't have room for people, and
Yeah, they had plenty of room.
that it was an out of control mess. And didn't you go investigate and you found empty parking lots? And
we drove around. We took a little video here and there, and we never actually. One of us did go inside a couple of these hospitals, and they wouldn't let us in too far to see anything, but mostly that was a mutual acquaintance of ours, our buddy Huddy, and I think he went inside two places. I was the driver. I stayed and filmed from the parking lot. Anyway, parking lots were empty. It was just normal operations at a hospital. Way less, in fact, way less. My sister worked for the majority of I think she's hasn't worked there for about 2 months now. But anyway, up until about 2 months ago, the height of all this, she worked at the largest hospital. And since she doesn't work there anymore, let's just say Sarasota Memorial Hospital. I was always afraid of her getting called out and losing her job. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, from the start of coronavirus to up to about a month and a half or 2 months ago, she worked at the largest hospital in all of Sarasota County. And she said the place was empty. It was dead. They were laying people off left and right. There was nobody there. They had like 37 cases all year or something like that, or 37.
Here's my problem.
I think
here's
37
my
deaths.
problem with that. Okay. Yeah. Biden was using his, all his BLM money. And, he's targeting Florida too in these ads, days out from the election, saying, Florida, it's out of control. It's an out of control mess. They don't have anything that they need. They don't have anything. They don't have any PPE, nothing. It's out of control. It's out of control. And we're sitting here in one of the most populated areas of elderly folk, and we're saying, well, no, it's not. Okay, I mean, we understand.
Yeah, when is it going to happen?
It's out there, but and he was just lying, and that's what I don't like. If it's around, it's around. If it's not cars crashing into each other and things going nuts and planes falling out of the sky, then don't make it that way. And you can already see it in the governors and mayors. They're locking everything down. They're trying to wreak havoc. And they think that, man, Joe's going to be in soon. We do whatever the hell we want.
My sister said something about that just yesterday. She says it's as though it's as though everyone thinks that getting sick naturally and just dying naturally is the absolute worst way to go, when basically any other way you can imagine is a way worse way to go. And this is what they're locking down society for. I mean, just think about dying in a car crash. They're trying to scare you of. They're trying to make you afraid of dying. First of all, nobody's dying. Nobody's even getting sick. I've been watching virus movies. I watched 12 Monkeys with Bruce Willis the other day, which is it's a long. I almost don't want to watch it. At any moment in the movie, I'm like, I'm just gonna turn this off. But I keep it going. It's just barely. What's gonna happen? I guess they're almost gonna. I almost get to find it. Almost. It's like up to the very end. You feel like you're almost gonna find out what's gonna happen. That's how they keep you watching. It's Bruce Willis, and it's also what's the other guy's name? Anyway, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's like I've said before. This is coronavirus is just like all these scary virus movies, except for the scary part. Where's the scary part? When's the scary part going to happen? When's everybody look? It has all the hallmarks, according to what's on television, of these horrifying virus films. You name it. What's the other one that I watched? I was just watching a Stargate episode. They're always trying to stop a virus from getting through. Worst case scenario, and they talk about it. And they show maps and it's spreading. And talk about people dying, and then the alternate. All the sci-fi shows, ladies and gentlemen. You know what happens when a real deadly virus gets loose, ladies and gentlemen. Well,
like the movie Outbreak.
Yeah, when's it gonna get scary? I think.
Well, we don't want to see it get scary.
But the thing is, so then what are they locking the planet
down? But they're promoting it. But they're promoting the scare.
So you're telling me after a year now, you can't even show me why the planet is being destroyed by government, why the planet's being locked down. You can't show. There's nobody dying. There's nobody saying, help! It's the virus. Help us. There's nobody trying.
Basically, if you die and you're positive for coronavirus, no matter how you die or from what, it's added as a COVID.
Yeah, even if you die in a car crash, they've done that. It's been shown. It's been proven more than once. I'm talking way more than once, ladies and gentlemen. Talking way more. Are you muted, Victrix? I think you're on mute. I think you're on mute there, buddy. I think you're, are you?
I had a network tie-up.
Indeed. So, Victrix, nobody consented to this. So it seems to me that if there is no threat, look, monumental claims.
Why are we taking our time to do this? We believe in this.
Because we have to.
We have to, isn't it? Aren't we soldiers for the Constitution?
It would seem that way.
We are the army for this country, Rob. The true
sort of
army
modern,
are the people.
Some sort of modern militia or something. Army, sure. The level of organization doesn't go very high. I feel like there's just, somehow people need to.
We are the ideas militia. We battle with ideas, we stay in the arena. We man the walls of freedom. We stay in our watchtowers, and when it gets to the point where we could get invaded by these horrible ideas and stuff, it's where we come out of the woodwork strong. You might not like us.
Well, this is the first time this has happened in our lifetime. Anything like this.
Well, I'll tell you what, it feels good to be standing up to all of this stuff. And, someone has to do it. And everybody else out there that reports on all this stuff and spreads the word, good job.
It does seem like we are filling some sort of necessary role, filling some sort of void. There'd otherwise be a void. I can't, it's astonishing to me from the get-go how many people go along with this, how easily, how gullible everybody is. Nobody questions a thing. Nobody questions anything. They seriously said, the world's different. The world's totally different, ladies and gentlemen. And you said, oh my God, the world's totally different. Why? Where's the evidence?
Man, I'll tell you, I really think cell phones and everything have just kind of changed some of these people. I like cell phones and everything. I think some people really took it the wrong way, and their brains are wired to it. And I'll admit,
that's the way they've done it.
I'm on eBay a little too much. I'm just saying, I am who I was even back when I was a kid. I like to stay original. The same guy, I've always had the same interests.
I bet you don't like being told
phones.
To wear
I
masks.
didn't grow up with the phones, though. I think the thing is, we grew up with music. In my time, what we grew up with, that was the main thing leading the charge, was music. Metallica, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Astro Creep 2000, all that stuff, man. All that stuff. That was the phones. That's what we had, was the music, dirt bikes, whatever.
Yeah.
But the phones, kind of, and I don't know if music's still around. I'm just saying there was no phone. Music was the go-to.
Yeah.
Now the phone's the go-to. It's good for music and all, but it kind of took the the rarity of the music out. Everybody's got songs. Everybody's got everybody's got everybody.
Yeah, it happens
And it's
fast.
easy to do. It's easy to do and pretend
At least
like somebody's got a band and they're in this level where, look, you're not Pearl Jam, asshole. Just because you have a fucking band and you're on the fucking internet, you're not fucking. See, that's what I'm saying. It's to be Pearl Jam. It's
these
once
people
in a
fade away,
lifetime.
man. They fade away.
Until
Pearl Jam,
Pearl Jam fades. Well, all these bands fade.
well, not.
But the
I'm talking
real
like Pearl
bands.
Jam is still.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're like in stone. All these badass bands are, but the music never fades away.
I think
It
Pearl Jam
never
did a
fades
song.
away.
Pearl Jam has a song called "I'm Still Alive" or something like that. It's a really relevant song. It's basically speaks to what we're talking about here.
Eddie Vet, yeah.
Coincidentally, but
I'll tell you what.
Mr. Anonymous says the music industry is dead now. Mr. Anonymous is heavily involved. What you're talking about is yesteryear, man. What you're talking about is yesteryear.
I don't. I think that it's being reserved. There's not a lot of people.
Well, we're talking
out
about
there
live.
doing tours. Yeah, live.
Live music.
There's some live stuff.
Hey, what about comedians? What about comedians? When was the last time? there are a lot of people that I want to see. I like to.
What about Andrew Schultz? You ever seen Andrew Schultz?
Schultz. No. I haven't seen too many people live, but
that dude is a fucking one of the best comedians around right now. What about?
Look, I want to see Louis Anderson before he croaks. I want to see Louis Anderson before another fat comedian croaks. Poor Louis Anderson. Louis. I hope he doesn't. I love Louis Anderson. What a model of a decent human being, Louis Anderson. You know who Louis Anderson is? I think you're muted.
Victrix. I've never heard of him.
Oh, he did all the voices first of all, he plays the mom in Baskets. Have you ever seen Baskets? It's a
never.
Okay, he was the voice of the mom, maybe, or just the dad in Bobby's World, the cartoon. He was voiced, or maybe it was Bobby, and he did Saturday Night Live for years and years and years. Louis Anderson. He always had a bowl cut, and he had the buck teeth with the big gap in the middle. Well, you'd love him anyway, Louis Anderson. You would recognize.
He sounds great.
He is great. Anyway,
sounds great.
I wonder what he's doing. I don't think he's touring because coronavirus.
He's watching the show. He's watching the
Certainly
program.
hope so. Certainly hope so.
Tag him.
I could do that. So the whole point, I think that we're trying to take a circuitous route to saying here that if there's, monumental claims require monumental proof. They've locked down the entire world and destroyed many, many lives because they said it was going to be something that it wasn't, and yet they're still trying to push their only solution. Look, they still are trying to convince you that it's horrifying, and obviously it's not. Otherwise, it'd be horrified. It's like people dum-dums are trying to say I wouldn't run out of a burning building. I promise you, I will. I will run out of a burning building. I will. There's no evidence of any danger, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing you can show me that's scary. So why is everyone wearing masks? The only thing that they can keep pushing is that their only solution is to take your freedom. Oh, it's scary outside, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you can't see it, it's on TV, so it is real because it's on your television, and you need to stay home and you need to cover your faces with masks. Don't show your face. Do not show your faces, ladies and gentlemen. Even if, look, what's a mask? What the fuck is a mask supposed to do? If you're afraid, you wear a mask. Doesn't that work? Why do I need to wear a mask too? I can be spreading it and not knowing it. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in the fucking history of the world, humanity, after millions of years of evolution, you can spread a virus without being sick. It's nonsense. If you have a virus, ladies and gentlemen, you are either showing symptoms or will be showing symptoms or have recently been showing symptoms. It's the way sickness works. The way it works. There's nothing brand new under the sun. And obviously, folks, the whole point, look, let's assume Let's pretend for a moment that it's real. It's not. Nothing new under the sun. Folks, evidence. Where is it? Where's the scary? Where's the scary? Where? I guess maybe I'm just fearless. I guess just maybe I am just totally fucking fearless. Just fearless individual. Totally fearless.
Well, what they're saying isn't matching up to what we're seeing, and we're hearing reports from cities, and then it almost seems like they rev up the news, and then it goes quiet, and then all of a sudden, when it meets
Yeah, cases,
some
cases,
sort of
cases, cases, cases,
political,
cases,
yeah.
cases, 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 cases. How come they don't ever follow up with deaths, 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 deaths? Like this, deaths should just lag a little bit behind. Death, death, death. All these people dead, dead. All these cases became dead, 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 dead. It's missing. It's constant. It's conspicuously absent from the headlines, ladies and gentlemen. There's never any headlines about so millions of people are dying. It's millions of cases. I've been eating a lot of bologna sandwiches. I like an Oscar Mayer thick cut bologna sandwich. I like to layer some jalapenos in there. I like spicy food a lot lately, recent years. And I love them. And I just wonder how many bologna sandwiches are being made in the country because of virus. Look, if you sneeze, you have coronavirus, ladies and gentlemen. And that's basically what they're reporting. How many sneezes? When was the last time you heard somebody cough? They might as well be reporting cough numbers. So you cough, and that's news. So I think I want to know how many bologna sandwiches are being made in America today and what the trend is. And I think it's important. I think it's reporting cases of a cold of coronavirus. 99.99% survival. You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? That means fucking cold as usual. A cold. The fucking cold. Where are the flu cases? Where are the flu deaths? Why do the numbers do this? Whoop, because it's a lie.
Have we confirmed that flu cases have just
Yep. It's on
totally
the CDC website. On the CDC website. They made it. They put up a map where people love to look at colors and maps, even better than charts or maps. And the map is all green. Every fucking state is green. One of the states doesn't even have a single case. It's got zero. None.
So is it basically all of the cities that are being investigated for election fraud that have the worst
I would imagine
states
so.
and cities that okay.
I mean, I would imagine so. I don't know. That's an interesting supposition. I would imagine so.
I'll tell you, Cuomo behind me. It's funny how we kind of tailed into this, but look at Cuomo on the turkey.
Yes.
He is the turkey, isn't he?
He is. That's a wonderful picture.
He
An
is
artist
the
did that.
turkey. Cuomo, I'm not running a city, okay? Me.
But you probably could.
I'm not running New York State, okay? I probably could possibly, but listen.
I've not a single doubt in my mind.
So I'm not being grilled and for being in that type of position, but he is. And he's talking to people, he's talking down to people.
He does that
the
a
way
lot.
He's talking to the press. I mean, this guy super tough guy. I know Trump used to say, "Hey, fake news media," but it's almost like Cuomo was like, "Hey, let's go outside and fight." He just really he just didn't want to be questioned, and that's how they all are. Nancy Pelosi today took one question on. She did this garbage statement that she made about this Chinese spy, and I think we'll get into that next show. But there's a Chinese spy that infiltrated one of the Democrat senators.
They say, yeah, that's
was he a senator? He's a senator, right?
All I've been reading were the little headlines and the stuff that the Moose has been sending us, and it's very interesting. And you know what? You want to know what? I've made an interesting observation, being a single guy who is swiping through Tinder occasionally. I've noticed a lot of now that I've made the correlation. Now that they're talking about Chinese, basically talking about Chinese spies coming over as women getting into relationships with, basically unheard of Congress people.
And I thought about this today.
Well, dude, they're all over Tinder. It's interesting. I've seen an inordinate amount in the last year. I would say there are these odd looking, and they seem to have characteristic, repetitive. I notice patterns. I'm very good with patterns. This is what made patterns, ladies and gentlemen. I'm good with patterns, and it just takes once or twice for me to recognize them. And I'm telling you, there are lots of Chinese women who want you to help them learn English lately. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's interesting. It's very interesting. Who's the senator?
Here's what I find interesting is, the thing about America is, this Chinese woman, we welcomed her. She she obviously looks like she belongs, in fucking China.
Yep.
Okay. Just from her facial structure.
Yep.
But, everybody's welcome in America. So we
Naturally.
don't judge or nothing. So
Of course not.
here she is living amongst us. Meanwhile, she belongs back in fucking China.
You mean because she's a spy?
Yes.
Yeah.
So she is in China. Okay. And that's where she is now. She hightailed out of here.
Oh,
The
see, I don't know who you're talking
loose,
about. I don't know this
Hey,
news.
listen.
Yeah.
Hey, the goose is loose. Chinese spy, and she infiltrated through the Democrats, and she got the hell out of here. She's nowhere to be seen. She's back in China. Ask Cuomo. Maybe he knows when he's
Doesn't
done.
it seem too easy? Seems very easy, and it seems like people just don't. Well, people will never believe that.
Nancy Pelosi just didn't want to hear it today. She don't want to hear about it. She don't want to hear about it.
People don't understand evil. They don't understand the
We're going to get
motivation
into
of the
it
Chinese
more next
Communist
show.
Party.
Let's get to the bottom of it over the next couple of days.
Okay. Yeah,
and
we
investigate, and we'll dive into it starting next show, because this is kind of big. It's been it's been the biggest blowout story all day and yesterday. This is huge. This is huge.
Well, let's wrap it up. Let's have your let's have closing statements here, and let's call it.
Well, here's my closing statement. We're still behind Trump 100%. We're going to fight to the end. Obviously, there's thousands and thousands of people, witnesses to the election fraud. The glass ceiling has been shattered for fraud, crime, and corruption. That's a pretty tall glass ceiling that they shattered this summer, and they're shattering it now, and they've been shattering it. Donna Brazil can tell you. Debbie Blabbermouth Schultz can tell you. We can go on and on and on. The staff at the White House, when the Clintons and Bushes transitioned and the Clintons came in, they'll tell you it was like dark clouds moving in over the White House. Everything changed. The glass ceiling's been broken. People are right. It has been broken. Biden's gathering his Ocean's 11 team to rob, this country once again, and pad his pockets and everybody else's that's around him. And the Washington's 11 team has been established. He's working hard, folks. He's got his broken ankle. He's hobbling around. They're quiet. They're not saying much. When Trump was elected, when he was president-elect, he had people coming in and out of Trump Towers, in and out. It was like it was going. Wheels were turning. He went to work. This is like Biden went on a trip around the world. He's like, all right, thanks for electing me. See you in January. I mean, this is so pathetic, and we can already forecast what they're going to do when they get in, if they end up getting in. So played out. Rob, we're going to take this in the next episode, or I'm going to freaking, my head's going to explode like the Garbage Pail Kid. Take it away.
Apparently, those are worth some money these days, Garbage Pail Kids. And I imagine that there's a good deal of the audience that doesn't know what we're talking about on either end of the spectrum, ladies and gentlemen. So I haven't actually seen what Joe Biden did after I mean, I know he set up office. I know he's got a background that does little videos from, and I know that he thinks he's the president-elect. I feel like this is something that they would do in like a student government scenario, like even before high school. Like if you had student government in junior high or middle school, and you were like 7th grade going on 8th grade, and you wanted to set up your office of 8th grade president-elect and do your little broadcasts through your closed circuit student news in the morning, which used to be fun. You know, kids making videos and sending them to all the other kids in the school in the morning after the Pledge of Allegiance, of course, ladies and gentlemen. But that's no different than what Joe Biden is doing now, and it's going to end up being as much of a reality as everyone will see. Mark my words, Donald Trump will serve a second term. He will be president come Inauguration Day in January. What I was saying before with all the masks, all the evidence, monumental. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's a fundamental tenet of science. Listen, I am a scientist, ladies and gentlemen. I wear T-shirts, okay? Trust me, I'm an engineer. I got another T-shirt with a scientific method on it. Look, no, not any dummy can just wear those T-shirts and just get away with it. You know, it's kind of like stolen valor in the military. You can't just wear them. You got to be able to back it up. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise you that monumental claims require monumental proof. You can't just go around saying things that are fantastic without being able to prove it, ladies and gentlemen. Where is the virus, the likes of which humanity has never seen? It's what we were promised. It's what we're told to be afraid of. Look, ladies and gentlemen, maybe they're right, because I still haven't seen it. It is the virus, the likes of which humanity has never seen and never will see. Where the fuck is it, ladies and gentlemen? Where the hell is it? Okay, so finally, this circuitous path to what I want to say. The whole point is, it is not your look at their only solution is to take your freedom. Even if it is real, the only thing that they can do is lock you down, take your freedom, your precious time from your one and only God-given life on earth. Your time. You're supposed to be free. Your face is who you are. It's your identity. And you're harming your children. Your children need to see other people's faces. They need to see their friends' faces. They need to see their parents' faces and other adults' faces in order for their brains to develop properly. You don't get this time back. You're causing your children brain damage. Mark my words, ladies and gentlemen. Mark my words. You don't stop this right away. The damage may already be done, but you can stop any more from happening. You don't stop this right away. Your children are going to grow up with all kinds of issues. They're going to have problems forming relationships. They're going to have problems with intimacy. A lot of them are going to grow up to be genuine sociopaths. They're going to harm people. They won't be able to connect with people. They won't understand. And all of them, guaranteed, every single last one of them is going to have anger management issues. Mark my words, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. I'm no psychiatrist. You don't need to be, ladies and gentlemen. Why do you need to be somebody like that to see these things? Go ask a psychiatrist. I guarantee you they're going to tell you I'm some kind of goddamn savant, some kind of guru, some kind of genius, some kind of diamond in the rough out there in the population. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to have all these ladies and gentlemen, this is obvious. This should be obvious. You're hurting your children. 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 Take off the masks, save the world, the whole point. Okay, finally going to make it. I promise. It's not your life which is in jeopardy. It is your humanity. And that's it. There is a threat to humanity. It is not everyone's lives. It is their humanity. It is everything that makes life worth living. This is destroying empathy. People can't see each other's faces. People need to know how each other feel. Upon a visual inspection, it's necessary for what we are, for these lives that we have, this short time that we have. Nobody knows why we're here. Nobody knows what we're doing here. Small groups of people, governments presume to control you, to tell you what to do. And you just relinquish your own control. You just give them that power. It's astonishing to me, ladies and gentlemen. Where are your minds? Where are your minds? Ladies and gentlemen, take off the masks. Save the world. Long live the hog. Good night.
You make a mountain really better. It's better. It's really getting better. It's better.